Tashigi was also at Marineford. You know, she was like, hey, Captain, do you see Straw Hat down there? I wonder where, you know, that Zoro guy is. I wanted to run shit with him. You know, and he was like, I don't care, you know, I have to go find him, you know, and stop him from running up to the platform, you know, and do my job. You know, she was, you know, trying to keep her, you know, people, her underlings, you know, cool, all the cadets and shit, or the, you know, fodder grunt Marines. She's a lieutenant, so she was trying to keep them safe, you know. She's like, stay behind me. I'll protect you with this sword against these, you know, weaker pirates. You know, we are not running up on, you know, Whitebeard. You know, we can shoot gunshots from a distance. You know, that type of thing. You know, she was trying to, you know, keep her people safe, you know, best she could because she's a lieutenant. And then they were trying to protect her too because she's a young lieutenant girl who, you know, shouldn't die and other stuff. And then she also looks like Kuina, but nobody knew that but Zoro. But Zoro wasn't there. Zoro was, you know, somewhere else. He was learning from Mihawk how to... Well, actually, not yet. He was on Mihawk's island, and he was learning from Perona how to survive on that island. But she was there at the War of the Best, and then when shit, you know, stopped, she was, you know, kind of glad because her captain was still alive. You know, people in her company, G5, you know, they were all right. So she was like, we live to see another day and we can hunt pirates another day. You know, and that's how she viewed it. Strength is a 70%, with her speed at a 77%. Durability is a 65%, with her endurance at a 60%. Intelligence is at 83%, with the experience at a 71%. Close skills are 72, and her range skills are 62. With her recoup at a 79%, and then her hacks are at a 77%. The overall power score of a 71.6. And that's Tashigi during the, you know, Marineford War. You know, Marineford was a war that was, you know, casualties on both sides, but mostly for the pirates. They lost two big players in Forecast the Ace, who could have been, you know, a potential one running for the One Piece, and then Whitebeard, who was actually one of the four emperors and actually a gatekeeper of the One Piece. You know, Tashigi was lucky to make it out alive herself. You know, she played it cool, I'll say that much. You know, keeping her people safe and understanding who the fuck her enemy was. And that's all I can say about Tashigi during Marineford. Stay cool, Colin Corner.